Amanda lived a few houses away from Aussie. Before Aussie came to the village, Amanda had been confident in her own way. She was known for her loud laughter and her talent for weaving colorful baskets, which she sold in the market. Though she wasn't the prettiest girl, she had a kind heart, and people respected her for her hard work. But everything changed when Aussie arrived. Aussie didn't just sell ordinary fruit, she sold the juiciest, sweetest mangoes anyone had ever tasted. Every morning, she would appear at the market with a large basket full of golden mangoes, their scent so rich that people couldn't resist. One bite into an Aussie mango, and people felt happier, lighter, as though they had tasted sunshine itself. At first, Amanda tried to ignore the attention Aussie's mangoes brought. It's just because she's new, she told herself. People will get tired of her soon. But days turned into weeks, and the villagers only seemed to love Aussie's mangoes more. Whenever Amanda walked through the market, she could hear people talking. Did you taste Aussie's mangoes today? They're even sweeter than yesterday. I don't know how she does it. They're like magic. I heard even the richest man in the village is in love with her. Amanda's heart burned with jealousy. Her baskets no longer sold as well as they used to because everyone spent their money on Aussie's mangoes. It wasn't fair. I've worked hard all my life, Amanda muttered angrily. Why does everyone love her more than me? She must be hiding something. One evening, Amanda sat on a log outside her house, watching the sun set over the ocean. Her heart was heavy with envy. Just then, she saw a group of children walking past, each holding a juicy mango in their hands. Thank you, Aussie, they called happily as they skipped down the street. Amanda clenched her fists. What's so special about her mangoes, she muttered. How does she make them so sweet? I have to find out. Amanda's mother, who was sitting nearby, noticed her daughter's frown. Amanda, she said gently, jealousy will only hurt you. Be careful, my child. But Amanda didn't listen. That night, she made a plan to follow Aussie and uncover her secret. The next day, Amanda watched Aussie closely at the market. As always, Aussie smiled warmly at everyone who came to buy her mangoes. Amanda noticed how the men admired her beauty, how the women envied her charm, and how the children adored her sweet fruit. She's hiding something, Amanda thought. No one can have mangoes that perfect. I'll follow her tonight. That evening, Amanda waited until the market was empty. She hid behind a tree as Aussie packed her basket of unsold mangoes and began walking toward the beach. Quietly, Amanda crept after her, making sure to stay out of sight. When they reached the shore, Amanda hid behind a large rock and peeked out. To her astonishment, Aussie didn't stop at the water's edge. She walked straight into the waves, her basket of mangoes balanced on her head. As soon as the water touched Aussie's ankles, something incredible happened. Her legs shimmered and transformed into a long, shiny green tail. Aussie wasn't an ordinary girl, she was a mermaid. Amanda's eyes widened in disbelief. She watched as Aussie gracefully swam deeper into the ocean, her shimmering green tail glistening in the moonlight. The basket of mangoes floated beside her, glowing faintly under the water. She's a mermaid. Amanda whispered to herself, her heart pounding. That's why her mangoes are so sweet, they must be enchanted. Amanda crouched behind the rock, unsure of what to do. Fear prickled her skin, but her greed pushed her forward. If I had her secret, I could sell mangoes just like hers. Everyone would love me, and I wouldn't have to feel jealous anymore, she thought. Gathering her courage, Amanda stood up and stepped out from behind the rock. Aussie, she called, her voice echoing across the quiet beach. Aussie turned sharply, her eyes wide with surprise. She swam back toward the shore, her tail transforming back into legs as she emerged from the water. Her golden hair clung to her shoulders, and her basket of mangoes rested safely on the shore. Amanda, Aussie said softly, why are you here? I saw everything, Amanda replied, trying to sound brave. You're a mermaid, and that's why your mangoes are so special. Tell me your secret, or I'll tell the whole village what I saw. Aussie's expression turned sad, but her voice remained calm. Amanda, you don't understand. My mangoes aren't enchanted by magic. They are sweet because I care for them with love and patience. That is my only secret. Amanda shook her head. You're lying. No ordinary mango could be that delicious. If you won't tell me the truth, I'll make sure everyone knows you're not human. Aussie sighed deeply. Amanda, I never wanted to harm anyone. I came here because I wanted to live peacefully among people. But if you insist on knowing my secret, come closer, and I will show you. Thinking she had won, Amanda stepped eagerly into the water. The cool waves lapped at her feet as she waited for Aussie to reveal her magic. Suddenly, the ocean began to change. The once gentle waves grew wild and fierce. The water swirled around Amanda's legs, pulling her deeper into the sea. She tried to scream, but the sound was drowned by the roaring waves. Aussie! Amanda cried, her voice filled with fear. Help me! But it was too late. The ocean pulled her under, and everything went dark. When Amanda woke up, she was lying on the shore. She coughed and gasped for air, but something felt different. She tried to call out for help, but no sound came. Her voice was gone. Amanda sat up slowly, her heart racing. She touched her throat and tried to speak, but no sound came out. Panic filled her eyes as she realized her voice was completely gone. She stumbled to her feet, shivering as the cold sea breeze brushed against her wet clothes. The sky was dark, and the village lights twinkled faintly in the distance. Amanda felt utterly alone. I can't speak, she thought, her mind racing in fear. What has happened to me? She glanced back at the ocean, hoping to see Aussie, but there was only the endless expanse of water, calm and silent as if nothing had happened. Tears welled up in Amanda's eyes. Why did this happen to me, she thought bitterly. All I wanted was to be noticed, to have what Aussie had. But deep down, Amanda knew the truth, her greed and jealousy had led her to this. The walk back to the village was long and lonely. Amanda tried to avoid the main road, not wanting anyone to see her in such a miserable state. When she reached her home, she sank to the ground, exhausted and overwhelmed. Over the next few days, Amanda tried to return to her normal life, but without her voice, everything became difficult. She couldn't call out to customers at the market, so no one bought her baskets. Even when she tried to smile at people, they didn't notice her the way they used to. She's acting strange, some villagers whispered. Maybe something happened to her, others said. Amanda's heart ached every time she heard those words. She had wanted to be admired like Aussie, but now she was being pitied instead. She began to avoid the market altogether, spending most of her time sitting by the beach, staring out at the waves. One afternoon, as Amanda sat on the sand, she saw a group of children playing nearby. They laughed and chased each other, their joy filling the air. Amanda watched them wistfully, remembering how happy she used to be before jealousy took over her heart. She thought about Aussie's words, being loved isn't about magic or beauty. It's about kindness and staying true to yourself. Amanda's eyes filled with tears. She realized now that Aussie had never tried to compete with her. Aussie had simply been kind, and people had loved her for it. Amanda had let jealousy cloud her heart, and it had cost her everything, her friends, her joy, and even her voice. I was wrong, Amanda thought. I let envy take over, and now I'm alone. That evening, Amanda walked back to the beach, hoping to see Aussie again. She waited by the water's edge as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. Just when she was about to give up, she saw a familiar figure emerging from the waves. It was Aussie, her golden hair shimmering in the fading light. Amanda's heart leapt with both relief and shame. She ran toward Aussie and dropped to her knees, tears streaming down her face. She tried to speak, but no words came. Instead, she placed her hands over her heart and bowed her head, silently begging for forgiveness. Aussie knelt beside her and gently lifted her chin. "Amanda," she said softly, "I see that you have learned your lesson." Amanda nodded, her tears falling onto the sand. She pointed to her throat, then to Aussie, silently pleading for help. Aussie smiled kindly. "Amanda, your voice was taken by the ocean because of the jealousy in your heart. But now that you have seen the error of your ways, it can be returned." She reached down and scooped up a handful of shimmering water. "Drink this, and remember, true happiness comes from within, not from what others have." Amanda took the water in her trembling hands and drank it. A warm, soothing sensation spread through her throat, and when she opened her mouth, she whispered, "Thank you." Her voice was soft but clear, and Amanda wept with gratitude. "I'm so sorry, Aussie," she said, her voice shaking. "I was wrong to envy you. Please forgive me." Aussie smiled and hugged her. "I forgive you, Amanda. And I hope you forgive yourself too." From that day on, Amanda changed. She no longer tried to compete with others or seek attention. Instead, she focused on her own strengths, making beautiful baskets and being kind to those around her. The villagers noticed the change in Amanda and welcomed her back into their lives. Though she didn't sell mangoes like Aussie, they appreciated her cheerful spirit and hard-working nature. Amanda often visited the beach, where she would sit and watch the waves, thinking of her friend. Sometimes, she would catch a glimpse of Aussie swimming far out in the ocean, her golden hair glowing under the sun.